The newspapers this morning, having having got it wrong yesterday, are full of Trump and full of the theory or the speculation that Trump will have a difficult time, or that Trump will simply be dismissive of Keir Starmer for several compelling reasons, driven by ideological divergence, past actions, and Trump's political nature. Uh, I think there's about five major points. First of all, the ideological differences. Trump's presidency has been marked by this populist, right wing, anti progressive, anti vax stance. Starmer, a leader of the social democratic centre left Labour government, represents the very woke and the very leftist policies, the politics that Trump and his allies have openly opposed. The Heritage Foundation's Niall Gardner highlighted that Trump perceives Starmer as a lightweight woke lefty, a label that signals fundamental incompatibility and disdain. Secondly, Starmer's been caught out having openly supported Kamala Harris, and the deployment of the 100 Labour activists to assist in her campaign in battleground states during the US presidential race will cement Trump's mistrust, even though Starmer spoke on the telephone to Trump this morning. The subsequent court case alleging foreign interference will exemplify how deeply Trump's campaign resented Labour's involvement, portraying Starmer's government as adversarial, a foreign force in American politics. The Trump nurtures grudges no matter what Farage says to the contrary. David Lammy, Starmer's foreign secretary, once called Trump a neo-Nazi sociopath. It doesn't matter that Lammy and Keir Starmer had dinner with Trump. It's a comment that won't have been forgotten despite Lammy's attempts to mend relations, and such past remarks complicate diplomatic overtures and ensure lingering hostility. Then there's the divergence about the Middle East. Trump's one of Israel's most steadfast supporters, while Starmer's administration is perceived as being, well, let's put it in the most diplomatic language, more cautious. And the difference in approach will create friction, with Trump interpreting Starmer's stance as weak or non-committal compared to his own assertive pro-Israeli stance. And of course, in contrast, there's the attitude about Ukraine and Russia. In terms of the economic and the environmental tension, Trump's return signals a stark shift in the US's approach to environmental and economic packages, and his focus on deregulation, fracking, leaving the Paris Agreement is antithetical to Starmer's commitment to net zero and more stringent environmental policies. This divergence may portray the UK as economically vulnerable if Trump accelerates a low regulation, low tax US economy, potentially leading to a talent and capital exodus from Britain. That's more than the people who want to leave at the moment. Then there's the potential policy clashes. The US under Trump may push for increased defence spending, potentially forcing the UK to reallocate significant financial resources and disrupt fiscal plans laid out the other day by Rachel Reeves. She simply didn't anticipate the Trump victory, I think. Tariffs and sanctions threatened by Trump's administration could also plunge the UK further into recession, compounding the strain on Starmer's government. It doesn't look good. And finally, there's the sort of whole reputation thing. Figures like Elon Musk, a prominent Trump supporter now, have openly derided Starmer, branding him two-tier Keir. And this insult encapsulates a broader Republican perception of Britain as weakened and overly progressive, socialist, a narrative that Trump could amplify to justify taking a tougher stance against the UK, despite the fact that he has British ancestry, loves Scotland, and wants to play golf here. Such perceptions will erode trust and destabilize the once special relationship between our two nations. The newspapers are stoking up anxiety about the relationship between Britain and the UK, and Starmer's government is going to have to work extremely hard. It's not a matter of a telephone call here, a telephone call there, and the occasional diplomatic finger food. It's a matter of serious efforts to repair bridges and restore relationships. It's an uphill battle for Starmer's government as they navigate a fractured transatlantic relationship that they helped to destroy.